Good, good. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon. Let's talk a little bit about this series. Although it's fictional, it does have a lot of the elements of things that we're dealing with in the world today. And although unintentional, it does, John and Nicole, you guys are working with Stanley's character, and it's someone that you know, and now they're trying to pin this murder on him. And then Chris, you are like, I'm not sure. Talk a little bit how you approached preparing, what it's like, to have faith in someone that you know, and now everything is saying that they could be who they're not, which I think is an intriguing thing when you have to decide, do I side with my friend or my colleague, or do we side with the oath that we've taken, which
Mhm.
is completely different. Let's start with you, John.
Yeah, I think we've been talking about it and the show I think lives in plot twists and murder
Mhm.
mysteries and who done it, and every episode ends with a no way. The power of the show though I think comes from character and
Mhm.
how rich they are, how layered they are. And one of the to your question, one of the crazy things is that each new revelation points the finger at somebody else. And when the finger's pointed at somebody you just momentarily trusted, what does that mean about you? What does that mean about them? And then even weirder is when the finger's pointed at you. And there's moments in the story where I think almost every character is under suspicion. And maybe they're not guilty of what they're being accused of, but they do have a big secret. And what's that feeling when someone's saying you did this and you didn't do that, but you're not telling the whole truth either?
Mhm.
And it's all about how much we bend truths and hide secrets to protect ourselves and protect what we want. And is a good motivation enough of an excuse to do that? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I think what John is saying is true about secrets. Like, I think every single person in this room and every single person hearing my voice right now, the moment I said the word secret, thought, "Whoop, I got a secret." We
Sure.
all have secrets. And so, yes, our story is a political story, it's a thriller, it's a suspenseful, but it's also such a human story.
Mhm.
Everybody knows what it's like to show a version of yourself to the public and have a version of yourself that's totally private that no one else can see,
Mhm.
and a version of yourself that's got some shame, some secrecy. And that to me is the mark of really great storytelling, is allowing a character to have all those things combined
Mhm.
into one.
Mhm.
What about for you, Nicole?
I agree. I think Dan does a really beautiful job of exploring that notion. You know, trust is the hardest thing to earn and the easiest thing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that proves true throughout this show. And I think viewers will love a character, question a character, hate the character, and it's kind of what happens in life sometimes. So it was really fun to explore.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait till the public, week by week, it's going to be a chatter about whose side you're going to be on and who you're rooting for. And then
You're
you're
gonna
going
be
to
on
be
my
like,
side.
you know what I mean?
Trust
So
me,
I
you're
think
gonna want to be on her side.
yeah. So I think, of course, with the great Sterling Curry Brown leading it, it's going to be a fun ride for everybody. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time.
Thank
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 you.
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 Hi, Katya Woods with the Philadelphia Tribune. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi
Hey,
there,
how are
Katya.
you?
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So let's talk about this. Art is imitating life right now, and in more ways than one. So one of the things that this series leans into is like conspiracy theory, and more or less, what is it that the general public knows about government, and then the sub of what is going on. Let's start with you, Sarah. Your character is working hard to keep the secrets, but at the same time you're like, we have to be intentional and smart about how we expose things. Talk about that a little bit, because I think that's how a lot of people feel about government right now. We can't just be reactionary, we have to have an intentional plan.
Yes. Well, I think Gabriella, unlike the majority of the characters on the show, as far as the first season goes, I don't think she has too many secrets or things that she's kept close to the vest. I think she's a character that's very much what you see is what you get. I feel like she leads with an open heart, and she wants this city to succeed. She wants the people to succeed. And I feel like she feels her best chance at doing that is with unity, is with the discovery or just making people the awareness of someone like Sinatra and someone like Agent Sterling. Wait, what was his name?
Xavier.
Xavier.
Yes.
Agent Sterling.
Okay, we got it. We're with you. Listen,
I was here for Agent Sterling.
Agent Sterling K. Brown. That, you know, she encourages them. She encourages them as being the two characters with the most conflict with one another, that they are not so different, that they are able to work it out. You know, so I think if anything, if you want to take it back to how this could potentially imitate anything happening in the real world, she is the thread that's pushing for unity, that's pushing for, when you strip us down, we are all the same. So why can't we just get along? You know what I mean? She's really beautiful in a sense that she's light in that sense, that she's hopeful and light, and she can represent that. Agent Sterling.
Now, Julianne, you're like the flip, right? And it does bring up the question of, you take an oath to protect the people and to be for the people, but there are certain entities in government that are like, sometimes that means you have to do things that are not necessarily within the right reasons. You're breaking rules in order to preserve the bigger picture. Talk about that a little bit, because a lot of people in intelligence are like, that's the tough part of the job. You have to be willing to make those uncomfortable decisions and sometimes protect people from themselves.
Right. Well, I'll just say, like, thank God I don't actually have to do anything like that in real life. And our show is like completely fictional and is really there to entertain. We never actually spoke about conspiracy theories or particular politicians or political parties when we were making this show. It was more about like, what can we make that will be exciting for people to tune into week after week. And I feel like in my character's case in particular, it starts off as a grand idea and an idea for all. And then as can happen with a lot of people, and when they reveal their true colors, when they come up against such extreme certain like situations as this, that it becomes for Sinatra more about saving her family. It gets smaller when the stakes get that high.
Well, I love this series, and I love the fact that women have a front and center role, and it's not like neat and comfortable and cute. You guys get to be right in the action and right in the turmoil, which is always fun.
I love that too. And I love that no one on the show it's no one is the good guy or the bad guy. Like, there's so much gray area in there, which is really fun to explore and watch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.